Good morning, viewers at home. This is SuperDawn and it's on a Friday morning. I'm excited. Don't ask me why. Friday is when at least I'm not going to rush here 6 a.m. I'm going to be sleeping, dozing at that particular time. And it's Friday. I am Vera Osofo with you on this edition. Yes.
And I am Anthony Osaiwovo on this edition, the TGIF edition. I guess I understand why you are happy. You don't have to tell us why. We don't have to ask why. But of course, it's a good show. It's going to be a good show. As usual, we'll talk about something very interesting today, right? Vera?
Yes, today is going to be very interesting. It's a Friday morning, and what we'll be doing today is, as usual, go through the papers and open the phone line to you to call, make your contribution. Away from the phone line, so we're going to also look at something that is very important. That's the Fulani X-Men. Should they be declared as terrorists? What do you think? Well, I want to know your thoughts on that while the lines are open. And you can also reach us. Don't forget that we are now, as I'm speaking, on YouTube Live. And so you can watch anywhere you are in the world. And away from that, also, we have the Christ Embassy people coming to tell us about the Good Friday night. It's going to be a bumper package, they say. They're having a program, so we'll get them to talk about that. And also open the phone line for you to call if you want to ask questions. The last time they came on Monday, loads of people called after the program. So if you have a question, they will be here today for you to call in and also ask your question. It's going to be a very nice one, starting this program with me, and Anthony, and Olamide. It's a Friday, and we will make your weekend everyone. We just want you to stay tuned. We'll go on this break. When we come back, we take some stories in the papers. Stay with us.
SuperDawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen television. Let your voice be heard. Join us.
Welcome back. Well, we want to start, we're going to pick some stories in the New Telegraph this morning in the papers. And this first one says, Amber Day under pressure, slashes land charges. Some people say on this program that people don't listen. I think they listen. We talked more on this land charges. Yeah. When I had it, 400% increase. I went, hey, my goodness.
It's
what
just
is this?
Too much, you know. Facts only. I guess our governor, Igbo governor, has listened. We give thanks to everyone who's called in. Your opinions were heard, and of course, the people who protested.
No,
obviously,
everybody went on the street saying, "Oh my goodness, how can
big shout outs, big shout outs."
You're going to be paying. You're paying your land use church. You're paying. My goodness, you're paying rent, you have to pay your landlord or your landlady. You have to feed in an economy like this.
Transportation, it's just too much.
And the toll gate is still there. Although I love Lagosians. What they do now is take the alternative route.
But
which is better.
Regardless, we just have to still put things in place. Like, very right. Something affordable for Nigerians, especially Lagosians.
Not even now, increasing that. Not even now. But anyway, it's commendable from the Lagos State governor. You know it. You know how it's going. And you should know that Lagosians are not really happy we pay our taxes. And so when you begin to inflate things like this, people will go, hey, is this man in Nigeria? Are we all governors? Okay, that's a good one. We also have in the New Telegraph, herdsmen invade Kogi, kill 25. And the writer says, showing to Buhari declare herders terrorist. And this other one says, okay, let's take that one. Declare them terrorists. Do you think they should declare them terrorists?
Yeah, we'll be
that's what we'll be talking about it today. So maybe our opinion, maybe my opinion doesn't matter, but your opinion matters. But let me read this. Professor Wole Soyinka yesterday urged President Muhammadu Buhari to summon courage and declare killers, herdsmen as terrorists. This is, as he said, that the victims of the clashes between the farmer and the herdsmen, as well as Boko Haram insurgency, do not need Buhari's sympathy, but a presidential order that initiates justice. Yes.
Well, we need something from the president that should initiate justice, just the way the prof has spoken. It's only right that something has to be done. I mean, we have rules out there, we have laws, and we can have the government, we can have the president there, and we have all these things going
happening.
On. So it's
what's
he there for? So, thank you. That's the thing. He's an ex-military man. So I mean, what's there to think of when you think about your military expertise and what you've gone through? I mean, your orientation. It's only unthinkable that these things are happening, and it has taken this long time. I mean, we're expecting something very drastic from the president since he's in military. We understand that the military forces, they're always, it's like a go for them. Just go, 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 go.
Okay, let's see this one. Reps to Buhari stop concessioning of Ajaokuta steel. And the writer says, ministers, we didn't hire transaction advisor. They're calling the reps transaction advisor. In continuation of its draft to get the Ajaokuta steel complex on stream, the House of Representatives yesterday advised President Muhammadu Buhari to stop the Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, to suspend all processes for concessioning of Ajaokuta Steel Complex pending a review order by the House. And the minister replied them to say, we didn't hire transaction advisor. Well, it didn't come out from me. We also have this 2019 PDP vows to lead coalition to sack APC. The People's Democratic Party has vowed to form broad-based coalition with other political parties to defeat the All Progressive Congress APC in 2019.
Well, I could only say that's something every other party would do. It's a strategy to, move away the opposition party. And, well, let's just see how it turns out in 2019. But we just hope that this trying to move the party out of power doesn't bring controversies and the rest of them. Okay.
Well, we get to read some of the stories in The Nation this morning. And
okay, on The Nation, boldly written on the front page, we have Buhari seeks peace over order of elections budget. Oof. And that's on page 8. But should we really take that story? It says Buhari seeks peace over order of elections. Obviously, we understand that this country, we talked about it yesterday, the order of elections. Obviously, it's bringing controversies and all. And the president has come out to say, okay, it's only right that there should be peace. What do you think?
Well, what do I think? Mm-hmm. Well, there should be peace. I think the executive arms of government and the legislative arms of government should come together and settle off this, what I call rift. I don't know. But there've been disagreements, but it is healthy for democracy. If you bring out bills and the president is saying he cannot, he assents to those bills, and the legislative arms, the National Assembly, they are saying, hey, it has to be done. And all of those battering, I think it's good for democracy when you begin to see things and expect the legal practitioner to explain what those things are about. And I'm saying that here, but in it shouldn't be a thing that will affect the citizenry. It should be something that will move us forward, move the nations forward. Yes, you have other stories.
Okay, here we have Ibadan Obas to Ladoja. You can't stop us from wearing beaded crowns. The 21 Obas enthroned in Ibadan metropolis last year have said former Oyo State Governor Rashidi Ladoja cannot stop them from wearing beaded crowns because they have appealed the judgment that sacked them. Ladoja had attacked the Obas on a radio program on Monday, asking them to stop wearing beaded crowns and parading themselves as Obas because of a court verdict that nullified their enthronement.
Okay.
Is that really, I mean, Obas to wear beaded crowns, is that supposed to be a problem?
I don't know. Right.
I mean,
it's not,
is that supposed to be a problem? It shouldn't be a problem if, I don't know why the Oyo State, the former Oyo State governor will have issues with that. It's a traditional thing. It's been there for ages. It's not supposed to be.
I don't want to be wearing my bead here. Anthony doesn't know that I'm from a royal clan.
I know.
I don't want to be wearing beads here, but that's what is associated with where you're coming from.
You're a queen. Okay, let's take some stories, more stories. We have this story on page 41. Okay, victims of Opokun massacre buried. Benue State Governor Samuel Otum has decried the incessant bloodshed following recurring herdsmen attacks on farmlands in the state. He spoke yesterday at St. Bernadette Primary School, Opola, in Opoku local government area at the burial of 26 victims of herdsmen attack in Omusu and Okana communities. Well, we're talking about
a sad one.
26.
They did not stop killings, and killings are still on. I just hope and I pray that this will just end. I don't know how people feel about when you. I don't know how you feel about the kind of feeling you get. You're killing innocent lives, innocent souls. You put families in a very sad mood, traumatic. I don't know. It's difficult to talk about these killings. Really, for me, it's very emotional.
Well, we're talking about it today.
The president should do something about it.
Definitely. Here we have Wike signs neighborhood watch law. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has signed the controversial Rivers State Neighborhood Safety Corps Law, number 8 of 2018. The governor also signed the Rivers State Secret Court and Seminar Activities Amendment Law, number 6 of 2018, and the Rivers State Kidnap Prohibition Law, number 2 law, and number 7 of 2018. Wike yesterday said the Neighborhood Watch Safety Corps would support security agencies with intelligence and information to effectively fight crime and make the state safer. Okay.
I think they're also taking a clue from what Lagos State is doing. We have the Neighborhood Watch. And I had an experience, I talked about this some time ago, driving through the 10 Million Bridge where the cargo was faulty. I had to park. And was at night, coming from work. These people on bikes, the Neighborhood Watch guys came and said, how can I help you? And that was commendable, you know, especially on the 3rd Million Bridge where you know that this area boys hangs around. But these guys came and they were there until they fixed the car and I just drove. I think it's very important we have these people around.
Watch.
Yes, it's
so
very
I guess
important.
the police is not enough, huh?
Okay, let's take some other stories. Okay, take the last story.
The last story here. Senate passes National Transport Commission bill. The Senate yesterday passed the National Transport Commission bill after its 3rd hearing reading. The bill was sponsored for the first time in 2018 but could not be passed by the 7th Senate due to its complex nature. Its current version was sponsored by Senator Andy Uba and was read for the second time on the floor of the Senate on October 7th, 2015, after which the Senate referred to its Joint Committee on Land Transportation, Marine Transportation and Aviation Transport, chaired by Senator Benga Ashafa, Lagos East.
Yes, we get this other story from the Daily Trust, and it says, Border Agency boss in age falsification scandal. The acting executive secretary of the Border Communities Development Agency, Mrs. Victoria Tayo Odumosu, is still in service because she falsified her date of birth in 2016 by changing it from July 6, 1956 to July 6, 1960. According to a report sent to the Vice President Yemi Osubajo by BCD's aides, the former executive secretary, engineer Onomopere Will, in the memo dated November 9, 2017, Will said Odumosu should have retired from the federal service in 2016, but that she'd used her position as the BCDA's head of administration to falsify, author, and also manipulate her records in order to attain a purported directorship and seniority in that agency. Someone is saying, you're supposed to have retired, and you added a year more. And it's a crime.
And that's because of the manipulation.
Yeah,
age.
it's a crime.
It's a crime, actually.
Okay, we have a picture starry here where you see arms with a police commissioner. I'm just going to take it's not a full story, it's just a picture starry. It says the Lagos State Police Commissioner, Mr. Edigal, displayed guns and other weapons recovered from some renowned court members at Badagry in Lagos yesterday. The renowned state, they are not going to be involved in cultism anymore, and brought out weapons. I wish you can see that picture there in the Daily Trust. We also have in the Daily Trust this morning, Lagos bows to pressure, reduces land use charge rate. It says here, following extensive deliberations with stakeholders on the new rates payable by property owners under the Lagos State Land Use Charge law, the state government yesterday announced reduction in the rates and as well waived the penalty for late payment across board. Thank you for doing that. We also have CBN to delay MPC meeting in Mefele. The Central Bank of Nigeria will delay its Monetary Policy Committee, that's the MPC, meeting at least 10 days. The Governor, Godwin Emefiele, has said this. You can read more on that in the Daily Trust. Nobody can rig 2019 elections. Ekerimadu, the Deputy Senate President, Senator Ike Ekerimadu, has assured that with vigilance of Nigerians' youth, nobody will be able to rig 2019 general election. Anthony.
Well, as it stands, nobody should even try to rig the election. So I think it's only right that everything is put in place to make sure everything goes smoothly. The journalists, no one is at risk, no one is trying to rig anything, and yes, it's only good. And
okay,
I would say no one can actually rig this one.
This one, we're all going to be there. Not just allowing the media to do their jobs alone. You and I need to put our eyes in this particular one, 2019. I said normally during elections, I'm around the states with camera roving. Sometimes I'll be posted outside the states with cameras roving. But this 2019 election, I'm going to be doing that in a different style. I'll be doing that in my environment, in my area, because I want to cast my vote. It is very important for you to cast your vote, and don't let anybody deceive you with brown envelopes. Do not allow people deceive you with money. Don't cast out your vote. Don't sell out your vote. Let's come 2019, please. Let's just come together and make sure that we do it right. This is from Wale Soyinka again. Nigeria deserves Trump's shitholes overview. Remember the shitholes issues. And he said we need to review that. we need to review why the man said that. And I think it's important. We look at inwards and say, why did he have to use such word?
Because he's a president and he's, you know, Donald is very intelligent. And for everything he says. And
loose, a bit loose.
Yeah, he's loose. He has a funny way of expressing himself, expressing how he, his choice of words can be very funny at times.
Not funny. At times I don't, I look at people who use words and I,
you know,
hey,
so,
you're not trained.
But at the end of the day, like you said, like what was written there, I think it just needs to be reviewed why he said that. And it's only right. You know, he definitely will not call a country shithole if it was doing well. If it was, you know, if he might be talking about corruption, he might be talking about the economy, he might be talking about something. Yes, I think it's only right that it's being reviewed, and we should just know, you know, they say the devil you know is better than the angel you don't.
No, that doesn't apply. Know any devil.
No, that doesn't apply.
We shouldn't know
I think it's only
devil.
good that we know our flaws, you know.
But we need to review, we need to look at it. Why did it say you are shithole? We'll go on this break. When we come back, we take the last paper and stories. Let's go on a break.
SuperDawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen Television. Let your voice be heard. Join us. SuperDawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen Television. Let your voice be heard. Join us.
Welcome back, and we have the Vanguard this morning, still looking at some of the stories in the papers. Bloodbath in Borno, Kogi, Plateau claims 52 lives. And the family of 7 wiped off as herdsmen killed 25 in Kogi communities. In Makurdi, no fewer than 50 persons have been confirmed killed by the herdsmen in Kogi and Plateau states in the last 48 hours. While the army confirmed 25 killed in Plateau in fresh attack as Rafkifi village. 25 were also reported killed in 5 communities in Kogi state. This is exclusive of the death of 2 female suicide bombers who blew themselves up in the failed attack in Maduguri last Wednesday night, but injured 9 persons in that.
Suicide
Anthony, this is wickedness. But we're going to treat it in our topic right now. This is wickedness.
Definitely.
From Kogi government, it says, attack politically motivated by justice will be done. From the governor, it says, Benue bids farewell to Omusu 26 amidst tears. It's enough. This is indeed enough. When you do this kind of thing, my God, God help me this morning to be able to continue with this. This is sad. We have in the Vanguard, Port Harcourt kidnapped kingpin, militant general died in gun battle with police. I wanted to shout hallelujah. And this also, jubilation has caught jail estate agent, and that's 123 years over 29 billion. That's 230 years, 1,230 years over 28 million fraud. That means how do you go 1,228 years? I don't know. Okay. Onanese condemns quarrelsome approach of Biafra agitators. We have in the Vanguard this morning, stop shading on just tears. Deal with terrorists, Wole Soyinka tells Buhari. And this, misconduct, NJC probes Supreme Court George, recommends sack of Abia CJ. We also have in the papers this morning, OPS, NBA orders kick as Ambode orders downward review of the land use charge. In here, Naira Watch, we have Naira appreciates to 360 per dollar. This you can get in the Vanguard. Well, this is where we will stop the review of the papers this morning. And up next, we want to look at it. A lot of Nigerians have come up to say, should the Fulani headsmen be tagged as terrorists? It's very important for us to know history. It has been said that they are the 4th most dangerous groups, militia, we have. In 2013, they killed about 80 people, and they moved away from 2013. In 2014, 1,000 people. And do you want to know how many killed up till date? You will know that as we'll go on this break. When we come back, we want to look at this. Should they be tagged as terrorists? We'll be right back.
SuperDawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen television. Let your voice be heard. Join us.
Bad breath, also known as halitosis or phthosis, affects an estimated 25% of people globally. There are a number of potential causes of halitosis, but the vast majority come down to oral hygiene. Halitosis can cause significant worry, embarrassment, and anxiety, but generally it is relatively easy to remedy. The most common cause of halitosis is bad oral hygiene. If particles of food are left in the mouth, they break down by bacteria producing sulfur compounds, and there are a number of common causes of bad breath, which include smoking, tooth decay, and alcohol consumption. Bad breath in children is often due to a trapped item in the nasal cavity. Bad breath is a common problem that can cause significant psychological distress. There are a number of potential causes and treatments of halitosis, which is the third most common reason that people seek dental care after tooth decay and gum disease. The specific odor of breath varies depending on the cause of the problem. It is best to ask a close friend or relative to gauge your mouth odor, as it is very difficult to access it yourself. If no one is at hand, one way of checking the odor is to lick your wrist, leave it to dry, and then smell it. If it smells bad, there is a strong chance your breath also smells bad. Some individuals are concerned about their breath even though they may have little or no mouth odor. This condition is called halitophobia and can lead to obsessive mouth cleansing behavior. Major potential causes of bad breath include tobacco products causing their own types of mouth odor, breakdown of food particles stuck in the teeth. Some foods such as onions and garlic can also cause bad breath after they are digested. Their breakdown products are carried in the blood to the lungs where they can affect the breath. Dry mouth is another cause, as saliva naturally cleans the mouth. If the mouth is naturally dry, but due to a specific disease such as xerostomia, odors can build up. Dental hygiene, which requires brushing and flossing, ensure the removal of small particles of food that can build up and slowly break down, producing odor. A form of bacteria called plague builds up if brushing is not regular. This plague can irritate the gums and cause pockets to build up between the teeth and gum between the teeth. Brushing
Welcome back. Well, we said we want to discuss, this is very important. Every day in Nigeria now, you hear that these Fulani guys are attacking and killing innocent people. We want to look at it. Should these people be tagged as terrorists? And your opinion is very important. Mine doesn't matter here, but your opinion is very, very important in today's discussion. If you kill people and you're military, should you be declared as terrorists? But we have a guest in the studio. We have Barrister Tunde Kolawole. Good morning to you, Barrister.
Thank you, Vera, for having me. Anthony, good morning. And good morning to all the good people of Nigeria.
It's not new news to you when we talk about Fulani headers, Fulani headsmen. It's no new news to you. But looking at the situation right now, especially this year, where they kill people in Taraba, kill in some states in Nigeria. Benue is now a regular thing. In Benue, it's now a regular thing. And the government is aware, the citizenry are aware. Looking at what they are doing and their operation, what do you think? Should we call them terrorists?
Yeah, honestly speaking, before I address your question, I would want to say with all sense of modesty and urgency that I'm beginning to feel that the Fulanis may not be behind this. It would appear to me that we have another civil war in our hands, either by a new jihadist group or certain elements who are totally disgruntled with the Nigerian setup as it is today. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because of my own personal experience as a Nigerian. I happen to come from Kwara State. I'm an Igbomina person, where the Igbomina people and the Fulanis have been living side by side for more than 400-500 years. And we have never had any friction between the two parties. If you also go to Kogi, you go to Taraba, you go to Kwara, you go to Samfara and all that, you would have found that the Fulanis and the Hausas and some of these other communities have always lived together for ages. So why is it now that the Fulani is taking up arms against the communities in which they have lived side by side peacefully? Two things come to my mind. One, if you look at the position of the Fulani people today in the Nigerian society, you would see, without with all sense of this thing, that the Fulani has been totally neglected within the Nigerian scheme of things. They still live the primordial, at the primordial level of the Nigerian society. They live in bushes where there is no electricity and all that. They hardly have vehicle to transport themselves and all that. There is no borehole. The way and manner they have been rearing the animals more than 1,000 years is still the same level at which they are rearing the animals today. You also look at the Fulani children. We don't educate them. They just graduate from being children and then they step into their parents' shoes and then begin to rear animals like their forefathers have always been done. If the Nigerian people had taken pains to develop the Fulani people alongside the other ethnic tribes and communities in Nigeria, it probably would not have these challenges. I'll give you an example. We've been building schools, we have been building universities and other, in which the child of a Yoruba man, the child of an Igbo man, the child of an Hausa man, the child of Biro man is able to educate himself. And he begins to live about the primordial, primitive, cultural level in which they have found themselves to a more civilized level. Why is it that we have never taken the pains to really take the Fulani alongside with us when we were developing?
Two questions.
So, if that is the situation, could it be that what the Fulani people are doing today is a reaction to their being left behind in the scheme of things in the Nigerian society? That is one question. And then, like I said, could this Fulani insurgency that we begin to see today in the Nigerian society, could it be a revival, a revitalization, or a new reawakening of the jihad which they had waged before and which were stopped by the colonial master when the colonial masters came? Is it that they are revising, they are revitalizing this jihad movement now to really achieve what they had intended to do when Usman Dan Fodio in those days said sooner than later they will conquer the whole of this country and take the Quran as far as the Atlantic Ocean in Lagos State, and also as far as the Atlantic Ocean in Cross River, in Rivers, Cross River, and some of these other riverine areas in the Niger Delta. So it could be a factor of two things, like I said. Is it that the insurgency today is a reaction to the nonchalant attitude to the Nigerian society, also lifting them up along the other. Okay,
I'm going to take you on what you said. I'm going to take you on what you said. I will take you on what you said. Yeah. You said they were left behind.
Yes.
Your words. I want to take on left behind.
Maybe in the sense that you find that when you see the average Fulani person today in the Nigerian society, he's still living at a very primitive, primordial level. The level in which his forefathers lived 200 years ago is what the average Fulani is still living today.
But they have schools.
Is that
they have schools there.
They don't.
Should that be a reason why all these killings are occurring?
It could be in the sense that it could be a reaction. In the sense that as much as we have left them behind, you also find out that their means of livelihood, their means of subsistence, which is animal husbandry, is being threatened. In the sense that there is urbanization all over the place now. Take, for example, a place like in Ibadan, they call it Samanda. There used to be a local aerodrome in Ibadan, very close between University of Ibadan and Makola. That place used to be reserved for the Fulani person to graze his animals. In a place like Lagos too, they have their reserved areas for them. In so many other states of the federation, they have places reserved. But urbanization and it's a threat to them. But if the Nigerian society has educated them on mother animal husbandry, as society is developing, this challenge will not be there.
But you said, contrary to the newspaper reports, what we hear, what we see on the newspaper, that these killings are being done by the herdsmen, the Fulani herdsmen. And you said you don't even think that these things,
honestly, I find it difficult to believe that it is a Fulani.
You've not answered the question I asked.
Yes.
You've not answered
the question you asked.
You said they were left behind, but I need to bring something to mind.
Okay.
That these people are even given, even during exams, they're being classified as less advantaged school people. And so even to very disadvantaged people, even to get admissions, they lower their grades so that they can encourage them to get admission. And I keep asking, if you lower a particular group area, lower their grades to get admission, but when it comes to putting them in position, you take these same groups and put in position, is that fair?
The ordinary Fulani is not benefiting from the lowering of cut-off marks in most of the higher institutions that we see in this country today. Those who benefit are the term Fulanis. We must also be able to separate this. There are certain Fulani that have now become sedentary. They live in the cities, Kano, Ilori, and all that. What they do is just they trade in animals. There is the other Fulani who live perpetually in the bush, who is not exposed to education. At the time Jubril Aminu, they are nomadic. At the time Jubril Aminu, when he was the Minister of Education, he saw some of these challenges and then he tried to establish or introduce what you call nomadic Fulani education. And then this nomadic Fulani education was supposed to be an education in which wherever the Fulani is moving to, the educational apparatus will follow them. There were caravans, these moving mobile schools that will be following them from where they are going from place to place. And in a few of those places, we have they have gas, they call it gas in Kwara State, many settlements and other. You would establish a school close to that and other. But as soon as Jubril Aminu and the government of those days left office, the nomadic education was abandoned.
But do you know that they have elementary schools? Because I was there in 2016 in January. I went to that particular school to see the environment. The former president built an elementary school. Is that not to encourage them to go to school?
It is to encourage them, but there's also a problem with that. When you say you introduce elementary school, you are taking the Fulani child from his parents. You are taking him away from helping the parent to help him drive his animals from north to south. If he's going to be separated from his child, if the child is going to be going to school, then you must find some other means by which the father or the parents will be able to drive his animals around without the aid of this child. Most times these people have refused to release their children to go to those elementary schools because they need the services of these children in driving their animals around.
So it's whose fault?
Well, it's the fault of the Nigerian government. Most of the people, I tell you this, in most parts of the world, take for example Australia. You know we have some Aboriginal people in Australia. Take for example Brazil. We have some Aboriginal people in Brazil. Even take for example America. Do you know it was the Indians who founded America? The Indians were the original owners of America. And in most of those civilizations, in most of those places and other, special programs have always been developed for these people to really bring them apart with the rest of the other society. But here in Nigeria, we have never had that program to bring the poor people, like the Koma people. You remember the Koma people? We may also have similar challenge with the Koma people. The Koma people are still living on the mountains. They are living in very inhospitable environments and all that. And their children does not go to school. They still don't wear clothes. It is bricks and all that that they tie around their bodies and all that. Some people now are not thinking about bringing them to civilization.
Okay, Barrister, because we know that Boko Haram, ISIS, and Al-Shabaab were deemed deadlier, you know, and little do we know that the Fulani herdsmen will be coming up with their own. And they are, it looks as though they are not ready to give up in what the struggle is like. The question now, I want us to go back to what we're discussing.
Yes.
The question now is, should they be tagged as one? I wanted you to answer that.
Yes, I will. Let me quickly say this. What is the benefits Or what is the punishment for terrorism? If you tag them as terrorists, in what way is it going to help us solve this insurgency that the Fulani people have embarked upon?
If they are terrorists, shouldn't we tag them?
Well, let me tell you this.
What
is the punishment for terrorism? If you are convicted and if you are taken to court and convicted of terrorism, it's life imprisonment. If you are labeled or the society declares you as a terrorist, it only means that other parts of the world will also declare you as a terrorist. And if you are found in those other parts of the world, you could be arrested and then prosecuted. You could also, if you are declared as terrorist, you can be taken to the International Criminal Court in The Hague and then be prosecuted and convicted. But you see, in Nigeria today, under our laws, if you kill one single person, you are taken to court for murder, a capital punishment. And then if you are convicted, you are hanged. But if a Fulani man is declared a terrorist and is tried in the court and is convicted, all he does is to go to prison for life imprisonment. And then if you declare as terrorist and other, maybe the whole world will restrict the sales of weapons to you. Is there no alternative means by which you could buy weapons? The weapons are readily available on the seas.
The question is, the question is,
yes,
if this group...
I am saying it doesn't confer any advantage or no, it doesn't add anything to it.
Well, I just want it to come out.
Yes.
If a group is killing,
yes,
terrorizing people, should they be declared as terrorists? Advantage or no advantage?
Wait.
I
think we need to understand why should a group...
People are asking they are asking that the Fulani be declared terrorists.
Are they not
simply
terrorists?
Because
the killings, are they not too many?
What I begin to see in Nigeria today is that we have a civil war in our hands. This is not terrorism. This is not localized to any particular state. It's virtually taking place all over the country today. I see this as
a group of people.
Yes.
So shouldn't they, when we know that these are a particular group of persons or group of people from a particular clan, shouldn't we say these are the people?
But what is even the meaning of terrorism, Vera? Okay, terrorism simply means that is you take action that instill fear in other people.
Is it not fear?
That is what it is. That's what it means.
No, barrister, are they not creating fear in your mind? How would you feel?
They are.
If you have families in there and they are killing.
But what I'm driving at is that if you declare the Fulani man as a terrorist today, it doesn't stop the insurgency that we have in our heart. In fact, it helps the Fulani people. It helps in the sense that the kind of punishment that ordinarily should go to them for the kind of heinous crime that they are committed today all over the country, the punishment is lesser. Like I said, it is life imprisonment. Whereas I am of the opinion that if the Fulani person is prosecuted for arson, for murder, for things like infliction of grievous bodily harms, and is convicted, he should be sent to the hangman and not declared as terrorist and put in prison for life. All the Boko Haram convicts now who are in prison for terrorism, go and check them in Kuje prison. They are all living like princes and princesses. Because certain persons are seen from outside, financing and funding them.
Could it be
making sure that their lives are comfortable in prison.
Could it be that when you declare those people as terrorists,
yes,
could it be that it sends a message to other members that are trying to militia groups, that are trying to form a group like this?
It does not.
Would it not send a positive message?
It doesn't, Vera. I will give you another instance now. One Boko Haram person was convicted in one of the northern states not too long ago. And before his conviction, they just said, look with the proof of evidence before me and with what I've arrived at, ordinarily I should send you to prison for life. But because of your age, I won't do that. I'm going to send you to prison, I think, for 15 or 20 years and all that. And immediately the young man was convicted. He said, look, even if I'm released today, I will go back to the bush and continue my insurgency as a Boko Haram person.
There you continue from the caller. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes,
good
go
morning.
ahead.
Yes, the issue is, I want to turn your discussion. I think the issue should not be the Fulani that as terrorists. I think that discussion is very relevant. What should be talking is that how the security agency will position themselves to make sure that there is peace, particularly in the northeast and the north central. The Fulani headmen are ravaging everywhere. If they declare war against Nigeria, what are the 20 men doing? What are the 20 men doing? So the discussion to either be declared a terrorist or not, I think this is baseless. How can we tackle these people? Who are these people? Who are the people that are behind them? So I just wasting time by discussing to be declared terrorist or not. That as for me, I am baseless.
Thank you, Moses. How can we get them? I guess that's what Moses is saying. How can we stop this
carnage,
this madness? I call it madness.
It is
barbaric.
It is.
How can we stop this massacre?
It is very, very simple. If only we would have the courage to do it. The challenge first and foremost must go to the Nigerian elites. You would ask yourself, how does the average Fulani person who is not too educated have access to AK-47? Who supplies him with the bullets that he uses to feed his AK-47? By the time you look critically at those things and other, the weapons are likely to be coming from 2 or 3 places. It may have been coming even from the Nigerian security forces, the Nigerian army, the Nigerian police, maybe behind the supply of weapons to some of these people. And it has happened before. When the Niger Delta people were engaged in their insurgency, and Namori, the Nigerian army Amori in Jos, was supplying Oka and his insurgency group were sending arms and ammunition, taking arms and ammunition from the Nigerian Amori and selling it to the Niger Delta militants. So it is not impossible that the weapon that the Fulani person is using today is coming from the Nigerian Amori. Secondly, some of the people in this country today who say they are running security companies, most of them are gun runners. They are importing weapons and selling them to make money. You were aware in this country how lorry loads of arms and ammunition was discovered at the port and intercepted. You reported it. Our allies want to make money. Even if the money they are making is blood money. If however at the end of the day, the weapon that they import in this country and sell to the Fulani person is used to kill their mother, their brother, and sister, no, they don't care.
But how are
So
they
we must
making
investigate
money from killing
the sources.
people?
We must investigate the sources of Fulani weaponry and find a stop to their supply. That is one. I also think the security people in this country are not alive to their responsibilities. The DSS, the police, the civil defense, the prisons, immigration, and customs. If these people are not to their responsibility, we would have been able to get to the bottom. Let me give you an example. The Boko Haram people have been fighting us now for more than 9 years or 8 years and other. Do you know the NIA, Nigerian Intelligence Agency, the DSS, the police and other, have not been able to unravel where and places where the Boko Haram top leaders are staying and residing in this country today?
Do you think they can get it?
Of course.
Why
How
are they not getting it?
How is it possible for these people to find a place to negotiate with them when they want the cheaper get to be released, when they want the Dapchi get to be released?
Because they said they have a negotiator.
Let's
get this caller. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning to you.
Yeah, please, I am happy for this very topic which the barrister has actually brought out. Now, the problem now is that there are 2 things that he has said there now. One is with these people, if we have neglected them, and they are bringing out this into our notice. You see, on televisions like this, we talk about solutions. Secondly, the jihad which Usman Danfodo laid in their heart. These are 2 major points that he has raised here. I am saying from my own heart of heart as a Christian that this is a jihad in Nigeria. It is not a Fulani S-men. This is an external force that is invading this country because of our insensitivity, porosity, and the state of the nation. If you watch Nigeria now, Nigeria is virtually divided. So that is his point there should be properly. It is not a thing of maybe 1 hour discussion on the television. It should be channeled to the government. These people have been neglected. Do we take them up? Or are we not talking about jihad? And then if the jihad, he asks a question, who is funding the jihad? God bless you, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
What he said.
Yes,
well,
indeed.
I asked you, you said the police, the DSS,
Yes.
our security agencies
Exactly.
can handle this. Well, why are they not doing it?
You see, it's corruption, Vera. It is easier to make money from negotiations. If the Sekawa asks for 10 million to relieve the tap chickens and another $10 million, the problem will go to Buhari and say he's asking for 25 million. By the time they negotiate, they will probably take 5 million to Sekawa and put $5 million in their own
You're
pocket.
just saying that you
No,
not
in-
there.
That is yes.
When it comes to
Let me say this: when the American people were looking for Bin Laden, do you know what they did? They didn't just even leave it to the security men alone. There were university professors in the committee. There were geographers. There were computer scientists, and all sorts of expertise were put together. And do you know one man predicted and said, "Look, if you are going to get Bin Laden, you are likely to get him within 150 square kilometers of where he stays. You are likely to get him in a house that is about 9 feet high. Because he's a tall man, he's a 7-footer. He's not likely to live in a house that is a low house. And he also said his children and wives and all that are likely to be the source through which you can track him. This man was a university professor who gave the security people all this information. And by the time they were going to get Bin Laden, they got him within the 150 square kilometer the man predicted. They got him in a house that is about 9 feet high. And all the predictions that the man made came to pass. But you see now our security people, because of the pecuniary benefits that they are deriving from this, they are not incorporating people who have the expertise to advise them on where to locate all these.
But when it comes to the headsmen, as regards the insurgents,
the headsmen are not living in the moon. They are not living in the moon.
Negotiating because they want to make money out of it, right? And
that's my suspicion.
When it comes to the headsmen, how are they making money from killing people, innocent people? And when you talk about the...
I will give you an example. My wife happened to come from Modakeke. And you will recollect that the Modakeke and Ife for almost 2-3 years waged a very serious war against themselves. Very serious wars. And because of my own relationship, my wife and all that, we had to form some of peace committee to liaise between the Ife and the Modakeke so that we can put an end to the carnage. Because if it affects my wife, it affects my in-laws and all that, also affects me. I also have friends and relations and all that who also come from Ife. So we wanted to find peace between the two communities. In our findings, we discovered that when the Ifes are going to attack the Modakeke, the policemen that were deployed to the area to stop the carnage, the DSS that were deployed to the area to stop the carnage, the soldiers that were deployed to the area to stop the carnage, the community there will give them money to turn a blind eye when they are going to attack. When the Modakeke people also want to go and attack the Ife, they will also pay the police. Even sometimes they pay the policemen, they pay the soldiers to lead the attack. They lead them in the attack. The weapons too, when they want to attack, the police, the army, the DSS and others will rent their weapons to both the two communities.
Okay,
some bomb experts in the police, some bomb experts in the police, in the army and other, we're also teaching the two communities how to make improvised explosive devices. I stand to be challenged. These were our findings. So I have very strong suspicion today that maybe when the herdsmen want to go and attack a local community, they will compromise the security people on ground. When the Biron people and the Plateau people or whatever other tribes also want to stage a reprisal attack, they will also compromise the security people around. So we should hold the security men in some of these places accountable for what is happening in those places. If they were allowed to their responsibilities.
Holding the president accountable. They're saying he's the president, he was a general in the Nigerian army, and this shouldn't repeat because he had visited the place, he had seen that they might somehow come back. They came back to begin to kill.
Vera, they are right to hold the president accountable.
We'll come back. We'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back. We want to find out from you, do you think the president should have done something differently? Okay, let's go on this break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. So should the president and the security agency be doing something differently? Do you think they need to do something differently?
I mean, we are correct to say that the president also has not been alive to his responsibility. He is the president of the country and the buck stop was at his table. If he has the political will, he should be able to drive a peace mission.
I didn't say he's not alive to his responsibility. I'm saying, okay, that's conclusion. Your opinion. I wanted to get that.
Why do I say this? My suspicion is this. I'm sorry to say this on air. I think the health challenges that the president is facing has really incapacitated him. Look at the revelations that came. He said he didn't know that the IG abandoned, and all that. How could the IG be staying in Abuja with Mr. President and then the president will not be aware that the man left Plateau shortly after he deployed them, or Benue shortly after he deployed them there? The implication of that is that it is possible that certain people let the president see and know and hear only what they think will be palatable to his ears. And if he's agile, health-wise, if he has the capacity, health-wise and otherwise, he would have developed some other sources, means of really getting certain information without even some of these people around him knowing about it.
What should he pray?
But you see, let me also reveal this. Let me also say this. A man, Junaid Muhammad, said something not long ago. He said when Buhari wanted to consult an election, they formed a committee to help him drive his election campaigns and all that. And then he thought that Buhari required to educate himself on the number of issues. He bought a lot of books for all the people who were the members of the committee. And he gave Buhari his own set of books. That what Buhari did was to merely write his name on those books. And he never read a page of any of the books that was given to him.
How is he sure?
No, but they were holding meetings regularly. They were holding meetings regularly and asking him questions. And for him, it is all Turenchi. And it is not the first time. When Shehu Shagari was also the president of this country, he hardly could read 10 pages of document. Any file taken to him, he will ask his aide to go and summarize it to just 1 page. So with the challenge and the president, and then with the disposition to reading.
So what do you think he needs to do right now? We're looking for solutions.
What he needs to do, I am of the opinion that most of the security people that he has appointed, the top security people are appointed, have not lived up to expectations. There is a need for changes in those places.
Changes, by the word changes, you mean?
By changes,
I want you to reiterate.
If I were him, I would appoint new people to head all the security agencies. With the exception of maybe the Nigerian army. I think Burata is doing a good job. And not, I don't have problem with it. But the other security agencies, I think we have problems. Most of them just want to sit in Abuja there, in their cozy offices, get all the good things that goes with that office, and leave the job undone. Okay, so by now, we should see the Nigerian, the IG of police in his fatigue, traversing from one theater of the crisis to the other, in Plateau, in Kogi, and all that. That is what is done in the other parts of the world. Also look at Mr. President. When there was, in the US, when there was shooting one of the schools and all that, the following day, didn't the President Donald Trump land in that place with military choppers and all that? Those are the kind of troubleshooting, trouble-housing situation we expect to see the security chief and also Buhari and the Vice President engaged in. But because of his own capacity, because of his own problem, because of his own health challenges, I don't think Buhari has the stamina to go around these places to do what is necessary.
But the president has always continued to say that if you were having AK-47 with you, you'll be taken to court. He has always been canvassing that.
Is it not if you know where the man is hiding his AK-47? In other places of the world, do you know there are machineries? There are machineries now. There are equipments now. There are aeroplanes now that you can use to fly over certain places, and whatever metals and dangerous substances or certain things that are planted in certain places, the equipment will pick up those things. How can we do so?
Okay, finally, we must wrap up now. I'm looking at what we have been discussing since. You said you don't believe that they should be tagged terrorists. Maybe you should come up
I
with
don't
the
think
final
so.
one.
I don't think so.
The final
I
one.
also think that the local community leaders have not lived up to their responsibility. The Obas and the Emirs and all that. I think they also have a blame in this. I think they have been compromised. And I also give you one example. When the crisis between the Ife and Modakeke was also going on, do you know one of the Obas who was involved in this crisis went to Abacha and told Abacha, give me please a few months to deal with these people. In return, I will give you my support so that you can continue as president. And Abacha gave him the leeway to go and start killing this other community and told the security people to turn a blind eye when they are overrunning these communities. So it is not impossible that the community leaders that we have in some of these places have become compromised and have become part of the problem.
We must wrap up now.
We should remove them as a community as Obas, Emirs, and all that.
Today, Kolawole, thank you for coming on this edition.
Thanks
of
for
the
having
program.
me.
Well, viewers at home, that's that about this segment. Up next is SuperDawn Sports. And I know they were not here yesterday where we talked about Chelsea defeat. And Prince Will is here. I hope he will tell us about the coach and the goalkeeper. Maybe we should sew a skirt for the goalkeeper. Maybe. We'll go on this break. When we come back, SuperDawn Sports will continue with Prince Will. But I want to say here, thank you for watching SuperDawn, and I'll see you on Monday. Prince will be off shortly, and Anthony will wrap up the program.
SuperDawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen Television. Let your voice be heard. Join us. SuperDawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen Television. Let your voice be heard. Join us.
Welcome back. Well, I wasn't supposed to wrap up that program before leaving. I said, I'm going to talk about the sports Chelsea match. What happened? Prince Will is here. Prince Will, good morning to you.
Good morning, Vera.
First of all,
Good morning, Tony.
Let's hear it first. I was going to say something. You had to just be quick with it because of the fact that Chelsea's going to win. I'm so sorry.
What's that why? What's that why? What's that why?
Well, I must quickly say this. The Chelsea loss is a big catastrophe to the fans. As I speak with you, somebody is dead in Ghana. He committed a suicide because Chelsea lost to Barcelona 3-0, and it's real. And you could see how emotional fans are attached to games. But it's very unfortunate. Vera said something about the goalkeeper.
But I cannot commit a suicide. I cannot kill myself.
Well,
I love Chelsea. I've been following Chelsea for a long time.
You said something about the goalkeeper.
Yes.
It's a common trend right now if they should show him a famous
skirt or a gown.
Well, time will tell.
How will you just be opening your leg? But that was a fantastic match. If you had seen the match, it was a fantastic outing. It was, I don't know what happened.
She also was unlucky.
Just unlucky, that's the word. I think that's what I'm trying to look
yes.
for. Very unlucky.
Four times across the bar,
yes.
come off it.
And they allowed Messi at the tightest corner.
No, Vera. Messi is a gifted player. Even
forget gift, no gift, he was allowed.
Okay.
He was allowed to
if
do
you say
that.
So.
How would they allow him? How would they allow him to do that? But
I can
anyway,
understand your pain.
We played well, I
yes.
must tell you. But I think we should bring the likes of Drogba.
Why?
We should bring stronger players.
Drogba?
I think so. I think so.
Age is not on
No,
Drogba's side.
I'm saying we should bring.
Okay,
not
the
that
likes.
They should, yes, the likes of Drogba. Because I saw in that match, while reading the match, I saw that these guys looks to me as though they were not matured enough. We needed stronger force. We needed people to have delivered in that particular game. That match was something else.
I know.
But I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't
disappointed
because they played. If they had not played well, it's a different ball game. I was just disappointed in that goalkeeper, and I was assuming that maybe they've given him monies to open his legs for goals to keep coming.
He's one of the very best.
Out,
Vera,
you know?
Courtois is one of the very best in the world. He's one of the very best.
I don't say you are best if you are not delivering well.
Well, he has
I won't
been
class you as being best.
Probably that was
if
an off
you
day.
disappoint people this way. But anyway, let's allow Prince Will. He will be wrapping up the program. But from you, we are leaving the set for Prince Will to wrap up the program today. Yes.
Anyway, it's a Friday. I just want to enjoy and everybody to have a good weekend. Big appreciation to everyone that supported the program, that called in. Our guest, my legendary co-host, Mr. Prince, Mrs. Vera. Of course, please have a good weekend. My name is Anthony Osaibo.
I am Vera, and be good, be good. And this weekend is one weekend you must not miss Super Screen. From now up till on Monday morning, we're going to be giving you the best. So stay tuned to Super Screen Television and don't turn that dial. Just stay tuned. We're going to make a fantastic weekend together. And don't forget, we're on YouTube. So right now we're on YouTube. All you need to do is just press the button, subscribe. You're not going to pay for that. And also like and share. Let's have a fantastic weekend. Prince Will, over to you. You'll be wrapping up the program today. We want to allow you do that today. But we must leave this set for Prince Will. And on Monday, Anthony Olamide and I will be here for you. Have a wonderful weekend.